Hi everyone, so today's episode of Parenting Topic is work, travel, and mine. So my daughter has been in daycare for about 4 months now, and I'm sure that she would have eventually learned this, but she has been recently saying mine, saying things that are mine. So if I take her, Charlie, who's one of her favorite stuffed toys, I would take it and give him a kiss and be like, oh, hi Charlie, and then she's like, mine, mine. So, and even if I'm hugging my mom, this has been recent, even more recent, I would be hugging my mom and she would say mine, and instead of pushing my mom away and hugging me, she actually pushed me away and was hugging her. So what this is kind of related to is going to work. Now, I don't even really work overtime. I work pretty standard hours, except that I'm required to take an hour break in the middle of the day, so I do actually work 9 hours. And I go to and from work to go pick her up either at home or either at daycare, or I go directly home. And I don't live that far away from work, maybe about 15 minutes. And I'm working just like regular hours, and already she almost, this is kind of like a running joke between me and my mom, but like she already kind of almost forgets me. Now, she doesn't forget who I am, obviously, but I'm definitely feeling that I am not there enough if she's saying mine towards my mom. So the first thing is has your child started saying mine? How old are they, and what do you do? One of the things that I do is she'll say mine and I say no, ours, and she knows how to say ours, and I say no, ours, we have to share. So I emphasize the word ours and share, and I think she gets it, but still she says mine. I mean, kind of gets it, but she still says mine. So comment below if your child has started doing that, what you do, and all that great stuff. In terms of work and travel, and then, you know, like this whole mine phenomenon or whatever, kind of leads me to thinking about work and travel. Now, I am really lucky right now at this point that I am not required to travel for work, but I see it kind of down the line, or it's been mentioned, you know, if I want to progress in the area that I'm working, it will probably have to be required. Now, it's not that much per se. It would be maybe 3 times a year for about a week or so, less than a week, maybe 3 to 4 days each time. And it scares the crap out of me because I'm a single mom, and I think if I had a partner, if I had a husband, you know, it would be a lot easier. Well, not easier, a lot easier. It would be easier, I think, because I'd be in it together with someone else. But I think if I had to leave my daughter, now right now I would probably, like, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think I would be like, I kind of like hold off all travel. But if it meant having to progress my career, and if that's what it required, I don't know what I would do. I mean, the other day, my friend, she went off to vacation, and she IM'd me, and she said, oh, you know, I finally packed, and I'm really bummed out because I had to drop my dog off at Doggy Hotel. And I responded, yeah, bummer. Like, I totally feel your pain. I don't know what I would have to do if I had to travel for work, which would be, you know, not vacation, but would be like out of my hands. Well, it's not out of my hands per se, but you know what I mean. I would be really sad if I had to drop my kid off at Doggy Hotel. Yeah, so I don't even know who I would drop her off to, and how that, I guess I would have to find an overnight nanny. I don't know, like, I mean, my mom might be able to take care of her, but I would never ask her to. So it also just kind of, you know, whole business travel when you have family, it's like really hard. And the thing, oh, here's another thing. I remember going to an alumni event, and I guess these alumni people, they have to, you know, travel to different cities to, like, you know, do these events for the alumni around the country. And I was like, oh, and this was when I just landed on this side of the country, and my daughter was maybe like 4 months old at that point. and and I was like, oh, is it hard to travel away from your kids? And the mom was like, I mean, granted she was married, the mom was like, no, I love it, you know, I think they need a break from me and I need a break from them, and I think it's a really good thing when I go away for, you know, a few days, you know, here and there and things like that. But I don't think I feel that way. I mean, I pretty much know I don't feel that way, and I don't know what I would, you know, do if it actually came down to like I had to go travel for work. And I don't know, I kind of think a lot of the times traveling for work is unnecessary, but you know, I'm not in that kind of position to necessarily give you the actual, because I've never actually done it, especially with a kid. I've never done it. But I don't understand. Another thing I wanted to bring up is I don't understand how, you know, fathers especially, I know a lot of moms do it, travel for business, but I think fathers do it even more. And I don't know how they do it, like for especially fathers who do it for long amounts of time. And I think in terms of business travel, I think this is why I feel kind of strongly, this is why I am strongly opposed to it, because, you know, like my dad, he traveled a lot for work. Not so much when we were younger, but like kind of like maybe middle school onwards. And it was, I think, a huge problem and issue, and why there's so much disconnect between me and him, because now he's on the extreme side. He would leave for like 2 to 4 weeks at a time. And at first, in terms of business travel, you are sad, you know, your family's sad that, you know, your dad or the family member is missing for such long periods of time, because you like miss them and all those things. But then after a while, it becomes like, oh, when's the next business trip? You know, it becomes actually easier. Like you hope that they would actually leave, because, you know, you establish your routine without them, and it's just easier when they're not around. And the more that they're not around, the more they don't know, you know, what's going on with your life and like about you and things like that. And I don't know. I feel like with technology being what it is, I don't know why there has to be so much business travel. Now, again, I'm not in sales, and I'm sure that there has to be a lot of face-to-face contact, and the customer wants to, you know, feel like they're getting all the attention, but I don't know, like, tell me how you feel about, you know, being a parent and having to travel for work, how you deal with it, whether, you know, I mean, do you like it, or like, is it the worst, or how do you get around with it, how do you deal with it? Comment below, leave me a video response, tweet me. I love to hear. And that is this episode of Work, Travel, and Mine. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, sorry, I just wanted to make one clarification because I'm not sure if I mentioned it throughout the video. But in terms of business travel, I understand the importance and value of having to travel for business. Being able to provide for your family is a very, very important thing when you have kids. But that being said, I don't think it is the only thing that's important. And I don't even know, or maybe even think that it's more important than actually spending time with your kids, loving them, getting to know them, and mainly spending time with your kids and building that relationship versus the money part. Now, I don't think you should, you know, have kids and be homeless and things like that, and not provide for your kids. But it's like, where do you draw the line? And I'd like to ask you, I mean, where do you draw the line, or where do you think the line should be drawn in terms of how much do you need to provide for your kids in order to raise productive, happy, productive human beings, you know? Comment below, I'd love to hear your response. All of a sudden her teacher just like whisks her up and then like throws her down on the changing table,
and it looked like she was angry because she like